All right, just want to give you guys an update here. We had some interesting moves. It's late morning, great day for trading, for moves. Looking at the natural gas number came out, moved down just around 70 ticks on that, bounced a little bit. Now has continuation sell-off, so that would have worked well. Every Thursday it comes out. I just like to keep an eye on it. I didn't trade it, but it is an interesting one to look at because it's one of the few markets where you know at a particular time that there's going to be a move in one direction or another. So that was good. Was talking about the gold before and was looking at this sell-off with the momentum, thinking that it might break through slightly through here to this 1660 110 area, and it just rocketed back up. I wasn't going to trade against that. I already took my trade short earlier, but another opportunity to catch on a long trade on the gold rather. And this might have been because the market was so weak. We had a pretty significant sell-off on the S&Ps and NASDAQ. This is a 4-hour chart, so it looks a little odd, but you can see this big red candle. We got down to 1495, which was over. You had 10 handles, 15 handle sell-off, which is pretty big for this market. So we had this almost like a check mark trade back up, and it took out that whole short trade and cleared out and went higher. So obviously the short was not the direction that gold wanted to end today. So it's just interesting how we had that big push down and then it was negated by a push up on there. So I was looking at that, and in crude, nothing, not really a whole lot going on. Again, in crude, it's having some selling off here. Nothing crazy, but you could have had some trades on there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see crude, depending on what the market does. If the market firms up, we could see crude kind of come back into these areas. If it weakens, if the market weakens and crude decides to go along with it, I would be looking at an area to get down to like the 95s again. 95 seems to be the Teflon area. It just bounces off of that big time. Like yesterday, it bounced from the 95s. Let's see if we can get the chart up here. Yeah, I mean, it bounced 95 and went up to right up to 97. It took time, but it went almost 2 points without even looking back. So 95 is definitely a level that I'm looking at if it happens to get there. But I don't trade on these ideas. You have to separate the ideas from what you see. But if I was a betting man, I would say that crude's probably going to ratchet back up. But as you know, I said that gold would probably sell to 6610 and it rocketed up. So you can't take trades off of these ideas. It's I don't want to say keeps you entertained, but it just keeps you tuned into the market. It's kind of like when you're in a fantasy football league. You have $100 on the line. You're really not worried about the $100, but it just keeps you into the games. You can see what your players are doing. Same idea here. You have an opinion on the market, but you don't trade with your opinion, but it keeps you interested in the price action and what's going on. So I took my short trade for the day. At this point, I was looking at this long, but considering the strength of that push down, I didn't want to jump on long, but this would have worked as well. So at any rate, that's the update. If I see anything else looks significant, I'll put another one up.